Wherever you are in the world, share your aviation. Share Aviation, a network for pilots by pilots.
And it is 100% true. 100% true.
Romeo, good day.
So there was a U.S. Air Force C-130, and they were finding their way back to the States after being in somewhere in Asia, or no, not in Asia, in Europe. And so they landed at this airfield in Russia, and they decided to stay overnight in Russia. So they get out of the airplane, and what are you going to do if you're, if you're a flight officer in the Air Force? You're going to go out and you're going to get drunk on vodka, on the cheapest vodka you can find. And so that's what they did. There's a captain, first officer, and a flight engineer. So they went out and got pissed drunk. So in the morning they woke up hungover, beat up, and they walk out to the airplane and they find that the cargo door was left open. Alright? So they walk into the airplane and they notice there's a bunch of cows that have been sleeping inside of the airplane. So the captain and first officer go upstairs to do their pre-flight checks, and they send the flight engineer downstairs to get the cows out and pre-flight the outside of the airplane. And so that's what he does. He shoos the cows out of the airplane. He does his pre-flight check, looking outside, looking at the fuel, checking everything, comes back inside, and then they start up and take off. So, let's say 2 or 3 hours into the flight, they have some problems. They're starting to get some problems. They don't know what's going on. The airplane's pitching up and down violently, and they have no idea why. So they sent the flight engineer downstairs to figure out what the problem was. So he goes downstairs and he finds a cow running back and forth inside the airplane. And so that's what's causing the CG changes. It's causing them to pitch down and pitch up violently. And so he goes upstairs and he tells the flight crew, "Hey guys, you remember that time you told me to get all the cows out of the airplane? Funny story. I couldn't. I didn't. There's a cow on the airplane." So they start trying to figure out what the fuck they can do, because they passed PNR a little while ago, the point of no return.
Legacy 615, Papa Golf, Santa Barbara approach.
Alright, so they're like, okay,
checking was partly blocked, verified.
here's the deal. Nobody saw this cow. Okay, we're going to open the door, we're going to start a climb, and we're going to drop this cow over the ocean, Pacific Ocean.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, you're still 60 miles out.
So that's what they did. They open the cargo door,
20 or 30.
they start a climb, and the cow falls out. They close the door, and they're out. They're gone. Head towards California.
St. Louis is VFR, clear blow.
So, unbeknownst to them, in the waters below, there is a Chinese fishing boat.
No rush, it's probably going to change to
in the water.
Anyway, as they update.
And so these Chinese fishermen are fishing like a normal day, and they just so happen to hear a whistling sound and a cow falling out of the sky. So the cow hits the boat, sinks the boat. Sinks the boat, right? So these fishermen are in the water, and they call for Mayday. They call the Chinese Coast Guard. Chinese Coast Guard shows up, and these fishermen are screaming, "A cow! A fucking cow!" They're screaming that, all of them, right? And so the Coast Guard's like, "How much have you guys had to drink today?" They pull them out of the water, but they're all sticking to their story. A cow fell out of the sky on the boat, sunk the boat. All right. So finally, the Coast Guard says, "All right, they're all saying the same story, so there's something wrong here." So they do some research, and they find out there was only one plane over that area during that time, U.S. Air Force C-130. So, you know, diplomatic channels and all that.
Good afternoon.
This flight crew gets interrogated about this. They try to figure out what happened. So, after several hours of interrogation, they broke. One of them broke.
Right.
And told the story. And so, so the U.S. government had to pay these Chinese fishermen for a boat. And the Russian farmer, the cattle herder, for his cow. And subsequently, all of them got demoted.
Right. Kind of a genius plan, but it just
didn't work out for him.
That's
So,
hilarious.